Today, I will be answering the question, is assembly modeling in SOLIDWORKS Cloud the same as SOLIDWORKS Desktop? To utilize assembly modeling on SOLIDWORKS in the cloud, I am going to be using the app xDesign to do so. Currently, I just started a new part in xDesign, and I'm going to go ahead and do a quick sketch of a part. Now that I have my sketch, I'm going to quickly do a extrusion of the specific contour that I would like to extrude. And I have got my completed part. So the first big difference between doing assembly modeling on the desktop versus doing assembly modeling on the platform in the cloud is that it is all browser-based. I am doing this all on a Google Chrome browser. You can do this on other browsers, but it is all located inside of a browser on the app xDesign. The other big difference between assembly modeling on the desktop and assembly modeling on the cloud is that I do it all in one environment. Now that I have created my part, there is no button that says create new assembly from part. I actually can start an assembly directly from this part, which is what I am going to do. Let me go down to the assembly tab at the bottom, and I'm going to go insert, and I'm going to insert a new part that I have already created recently, my key. I'm going to select the key, go OK to insert the component, and just like that, I am now in assembly mode. I can go ahead and unfix my key, and now I can move it around and start mating it how I would like. And just like on the desktop, the interface is very identical, and so is the ways to mate components together. I can select on this cylinder, hold Control, select on this hole here, and have some of my mates pop up. I can do concentric here, go ahead and flip these, and I can also go ahead and mate the bottom of this circle and make a coincidence with the bottom of this part as well. There's all the other tips and tricks and other ways that you can manipulate assemblies inside the cloud just like you can on the desktop. For example, I can hold Control, select my component, and then drag and get a brand new component as well. I also have the ability to edit my parts inside of this assembly mode as well. I can just go ahead and double click on one of my key components, and then I can double click on one of my extrusions, and let's make this distance even longer. Now that I can select it, I can go back to my assembly, and you can see that the size of the top part has now increased. I can also utilize all sorts of different tools down at the bottom of my assembly tab that I'm used to in the desktop, such as interference detection. I can also do mirror components, replace components, and I can just select my mate paperclip icon and begin mating like I am used to by just selecting two faces and select the type of mate I would like as well. I'm going to do a parallel mate, apply, and continue. You also have the ability to insert new components. I'm going to click on the Insert New Component button, rename it as New Part. I can select to place it at the origin or not, and edit component as soon as I create it. Now that I have started a new component, I can drag around this box, and I can mate it to certain portions of my parts, or I can just leave it in space. Then from here, I can very simply go to Sketch, start a new sketch on a plane, go normal, going to make this 50, the outer diameter of 75, features, extrude this, select on my contour, mid-plane extrude, we'll do 25, select the green check mark, And now I've got my new part. I can access the assembly and begin mating this as expected. Do a concentric mate, and I can bring it in closer. Let's get a coincident mate here. And just like that, I've created a new part and mated it to my assembly as expected. You can see that assembly modeling on the cloud is very similar to assembly modeling on the desktop, besides a few differences, such as on the cloud, it is all done on the browser, and it is also all done in one environment. The part environment and the assembly environment is the same on the cloud. Besides that, all the assembly tools that you are used to inside SOLIDWORKS desktop are very similar to what it is like to do assembly modeling on xDesign in the cloud.